Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet the Tunisian honeycomb stitch, and this is very pretty and also very simple. It's not hard at all, and with this stitch you can make this beautiful pattern. I'm working on a cowl for the fall, and I thought it would be a good idea to show you how to do this, and I'm gonna also share the pattern on my blog and also my YouTube channel. But today I'm just gonna show you how to do the honeycomb stitch. I'm using a 7mm crochet hook today. So this is a Tunisian hook where you have where you can insert a cable, but you don't have to worry about this in the beginning. You just need a longer hook, and also I would recommend a hook where you have a bigger size, use a bigger size than the yarn label recommends. And first we're gonna start off with slip knot, and we're gonna chain 11, and I would advise you to make chains with an odd number, because then you can start with the same stitch and end with the same stitch. But it's not too important, but this is just how I like to do it. So you're just gonna make your chains now, and I'm gonna do 11, and you can do however as many as you like. Also on this channel you can find a tutorial on how to do the Tunisian simple stitch, so if you haven't tried that one you can check that out. So this combines the purl stitch and the honeycomb stitch. So now we're gonna just pull up loops here. So insert the hook in the second chain from the hook and in the third and so on, and pull up those loops. So this is different with Tunisian crochet. I'm sure you know, you're just gonna leave the loops on the hook. And that's a little different from normal crocheting, where you just crochet them different. So now if you have made 11 chains, you should have 11 loops on your hook. So I would always count the loops on my hook, especially in the beginning. So now we're just gonna make chain 1, so yarn over and pull through a loop, and then now you're gonna yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So this is the back pass, and this is what we do every time we working with Tunisian crochet. So the back row is always a chain 1 and then yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat all the way until the end of the row. So this is the first row, and this is how it looks. Doesn't look like much yet. But first, in the second chain from like this vertical bar, here's the first under where my hook is, and here is the second, and you're just gonna go into the first vertical bar here, like so, and then you're gonna pull up a loop and you're gonna leave it on the hook, like so. So this is the Tunisian simple stitch, and now we're gonna do a Tunisian purl stitch, and it's not hard at all. You're just gonna put the hook behind the yarn and hold the yarn with your thumb, and then insert the hook in the next vertical bar, like so. And then let go of the yarn with your thumb, and then grab the yarn with the other thumb on the other hand here, and then just hold it and then yarn over and pull up a loop, like so. I'm gonna do this again. But this is how it looks like with this stitch. You have this little knot here on the purl stitch, and here we're going to do the simple stitch. So just go in the next vertical bar and pull up a loop and leave it on the hook. So now we're going to do a purl stitch again. So put the hook behind the yarn or the yarn in front of the hook and hold it with your thumb. Insert the hook in the next vertical bar, and then just let go and pinch the yarn with the other thumb, and then yarn over and pull through and pull up a loop, like so. So this is how to do the simple stitch again. So go through the next vertical bar and yarn over and pull up a loop, like so. And now we're gonna do the purl stitch again. So put the yarn in front of the hook and then insert the hook in the next bar, and then pinch the yarn with the other thumb and pull up a loop. And now we're going to do the simple stitch, and now the purl stitch, like so. And now we're going to do the simple stitch, the next one. So you're alternating between the simple stitch and the purl stitch, and now we have the last loops here. So you're going to be careful here to insert the hook in not the first stitch here or the V, but like in the second one here on the side, otherwise your work will not be straight. So now you should count your loops on the hook and see if you have 11 or the same amount that you started. So this is how it looks like after the first row. So one row is always back and forth, and that's one row. So now we're going to do the back pass again, and the back pass is always the same. So chain 1, yarn over and pull through, and now yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So this is what we're repeating for the entire row for the back pass. Like so. So this is how it looks now. And we're gonna do next row. So now we see that we have a simple stitch here in the first row, in first stitch, and in the simple stitch we're always gonna do a purl stitch, and this is how it is with Tunisian crochet. So you're just gonna do the opposite of what you did in the previous row. So in the simple stitch we're going to do a purl stitch, and in the purl stitch we're going to do a simple stitch. So now repeat what we did. Put the hook behind your yarn and insert the hook in that vertical bar, and then pinch the yarn with your other thumb, and then yarn over and pull up a loop like so. And now you can see the next one, we have a purl stitch, and in that purl stitch we're going to do a simple stitch, and you can see that this one has a little knot in front of it. So this is how we know that it's a purl stitch. And now we're going to do a purl stitch in the next stitch, because this is a simple stitch. So you're just alternating, and if you're insecure, just see if you have a purl stitch or a simple stitch below, and then you know what to do. Now purl, and then one simple stitch and one purl stitch, and here one simple stitch and a purl stitch in the last one. And now the very last one, go here on the side. So if you pull a little bit, you can see where you have to insert your hook. So yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you should have 11 loops on the hook. So count your loops again, and then chain 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat this all the way, yarn over, pull through 2. So hope that you start to get the hang of it now, but I'm gonna do one more row with you, so you can make like a blanket or a shawl or a cowl with this pattern. So now you start to see the shape or the form, and now we have a purl stitch there, so that means we have to do a simple stitch. And then here, purl stitch, the next, and simple stitch in the next. And then here, simple stitch and a purl stitch. And here, simple stitch and a purl stitch. And here, simple stitch. Like so. And now you should check if you have the 10 loops and now do your here, now yarn over and pull up a loop here on this side. So now this is how it looks. You can see that the honeycomb shape starts to form, and now chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 and repeat all the way. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So this is what it looks like now, and I'm gonna do one more row with you just to see how this grows, and hopefully you will have no problem making this honeycomb stitch. I think purling is easier with Tunisian crochet than knitting, so now I'm doing a purl stitch in that first one, and here the simple stitch, and now purl stitch and a simple stitch in the next one, and purl stitch in the next. So I'm pretty sure that you start to get a hang of it now. And here we have a simple stitch and now purl stitch. And here on this side, insert a hook here in that V there on the side. I always had problem with this as a beginner, to see where I still do mistakes sometimes, but I try to just go here on the side and get it right. So now chain 1 and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Repeat all the way down. Yarn over, pull through. Oops. Sometimes the yarn splits. I'm working with cotton yarn here. Yarn over, pull through 2, and now we are almost done here. So now this is how it looks like, and you can see here the rows on the side where you can count, and the loops on the side there. And now I'm going to show you how to bind off. This is also very simple, and I use the slip stitch method. I just go in the next vertical bar like here, and then I just pull up a loop and do a slip stitch. You can also do this with single crochet, just yarn over and pull up a loop and finish like a normal single crochet. But with Tunisian crochet, I actually prefer doing this with slip stitches because it looks doesn't get so much higher than the slip stitch is much lower than the single crochet. So just go in the vertical bars like we did and just pull up a loop like so. And now go in the last one here on the side and pull up a loop. So this is how to do the Tunisian honeycomb stitch, and I hope that you like this tutorial, and wish you a lot of fun with the crocheting, and see you next time. Goodbye.